don't get what I want, I get what I need. Every single day I'm heading off to my dream, and I get everything that I damn well please. I don't give a damn if you all listening to me, cause I run it. I'm the only one that really want it, I'm the only one that's really on it. I'm just being honest, I'm just doing everything I promise, cause I want it bad enough that I'ma make it as an artist. And I know I'm not the smartest, and I know I'm not the largest, but I promise you that I'ma be the one that worked the hardest. Cause I promise you that I'm just getting started, and I promise you that my skills are getting sharper. So I'ma get charted, can't be guarded. Nah, I'm the one to get retarded, get the party started.
Hey guys, I'm working the part. It's like, we're really doing this again. You guys know that 58.9% of you aren't subscribed. Like, what's going on? It's so easy. And look, here's a clip right now if you don't believe me. Anyway, there's going to be a clip the entire part probably. But anyway, you guys are going to have 5 seconds to like, subscribe, and comment down below, done it. If you comment down below, like, subscribe in that 5 seconds, or you have bad luck for the rest of your life. Other than that, I hope you guys do enjoy the video, and yeah, let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome to a brand new Whatif, and it's going to be one of the new ones for a while, because I want to focus on the other ones for a bit. Unless I have a crazy idea that's going to make me get millions of subs. Saying that, I know I've said this before, and I made a new Whatif and it got me up 200 views. Yep. But then also on the new overpowered one, I decided to take a break for 2 overpowered first Naruto one. I was like, oh yeah, before I made it, like, no more making new Whatifs, focus on these ones. Then I made that one and it became what, the 4th or 3rd most popular video on my channel, so let's hope we get a repeat. This video is, I'm not sure if anyone's done it all, honestly, I didn't check, but I will check right now. It is, what if Deku was the legendary Super Saiyan or had the legendary Super Saiyan Quirk? I'll explain how it works in a bit. And basically, he's basically Broly from the anime. Dragon Ball Super Broly though. And let's just give me the basics. He was born with what they thought would be superhuman strength, and also a tail. And with that tail, they decided, oh, it must be he's like has a monkey quirk. That's where his quirk came. That's where his strength came in. Until they saw it was a lot more than they expected. So they put him on. They made a system for him, and they estimated his power to be roughly around his power level. This only worked for Goku, to be around 10,000. And they said, he also seems to have another potential in him if he manages to get angry enough. So they do experiments on him, not like painful ones, just stuff that will rile him up. And on the second day, which is the last day they decided to do it, they played a simulation of Bakugo getting hurt, and they played attention to Deku. They saw his eyes lit up golden, and this was his anger form, which some of you guys are telling me Kiri, but I'm gonna call it anger form because I don't like the sound Kiri. It sounds like Kirin. And with that, Deku's power skyrocketed. They put a simulation on him. They said 100,000. No, maybe even 1,000,000 as a power level test. And they estimated All Might's power now to be 500,000. Remember, this was Deku's space power as a baby. It of course grew and grew and grew. And he obliterated the test room. And they found out there's another power to his quirk. There was a rare quirk that some people had before him. Actually, change that. Scrap it. Remember, you guys know I make these up as I go. His mother had a quirk called Ki. But his father had a quirk that... Okay, redo. Deku's father had a quirk called Ki, but he could never use it. He just made him a bit stronger. And his mother had a more evolved telekinesis quirk. It let her manipulate stuff to a further level. And his quirk was mutation. They decided it was a double quirk in a way. It was Ki oh, for God's sake, he can manipulate Ki manipulation. He can use his Ki, making him far stronger. And also, he seemed to... I'm going to give the explanation. Saiyans were... I'm going to say that Saiyans were Saiyans were the people before humans, before Quirks awakened. But before the Quirks awakened, they had powered down significantly, breeding like thinning the race more as they rid of humans. But it seems that his Saiyan genetics have awoken more and more, so Deku's basically a full-blooded Saiyan again. Meaning he's brought the race back. It was extinct, but he's the last Saiyan alive. He's a real Saiyan. And his quirk kept up with key manipulation. But he's not only Saiyan, he's a legendary Super Saiyan. So they decided to name his quirk the legendary Super Saiyan, as it was a myth among the Saiyans, and Deku seems to fit that title. So we can hear the rain in the background, guys. Anyway, Deku goes to school the next day. This was before Bakugo awakened his quirk. And he says, I awakened my quirk, Karchan. And it's like, cool, what's it called? He said, legendary Super Saiyan. And they're like, what? And Deku practiced with his mom the night before to be able to use his aura. And being a Saiyan, he picks up really quickly. And if you're wondering how Inko can teach him that, remember, manipulation. She can manipulate stuff. So she just basically told him how she manipulates other objects, and he tried it on himself. And he shows off his aura and his strength, and Bakugo's like, wow, that's so cool. He goes to grab a desk, and an explosion bursts out of his hand. And Bakugo and Deku's eyes light up, and they both start bouncing up and down, saying, Karchan's quirk's awakened, Karchan's quirk's awakened. And Bakugo says, my quirk's awakened. Deku and Bakugo get held on a pedestal. But they also sent Deku back to the hospital, as something was off about him. And they wanted to know what was off. He seemed to become more agitated throughout the day. And when he got back to the hospital, they looked more at his genetics. And they see that he has a high hormone level that would boost his anger, but not like anger he takes it on other people, and inside anger. And they looked more into it. This seemed to what fuel his power, so if he can get a steady control over his emotions, he can change the anger out with any emotion and learn to just power up anyway. And that's what they start doing. For the years apart, Deku's slowly starting to learn about his what's it called? Ki and ki manipulation and his power level. And when they're in middle school, Deku's finally got a grasp and he can power up to, we'd say 500,000, but he never ever uses that. He keeps it a secret. He's on All Might's max level now, and he's not even in UA yet. And with that, Deku also has a mastery of ki. He can fly, he can enhance his abilities even more than they already are. He can shoot off ki blasts, and one of his favourite ways is generating a huge ki blast in his mouth that fires off. But he also has other attacks. He's figured out how he can teleport with his ki by sensing others' energy, as everyone that gives off their own energy, not ki, but it's thanks to their quirks. And there's so much more, but also Deku sometimes enters a weird form where his eyes glow orange or yellowish. His mother told him it's part of his quirk, and Deku is slowly mastering it, but it's having quite a bit of trouble. And when he does it, there's always chaos when he leaves. Someone tried making fun of Bakugo before. Bakugo took care of one of them, the rest ganged up on him. Deku saw this happen and lost control, and he broke many bones that day. Not his own, the others. And so Deku always tries to keep his power under wraps. He has not told Bakugo about his power level being either as stronger than All Might. And him and Bakugo are considered rivals, but Bakugo doesn't put himself above Deku, he puts himself as equal as Deku. Where Deku puts himself below Deku. I mean, Deku puts himself below Bakugo. Anyway, let's say they're walking home, and Bakugo asks Deku if he wants to walk with them. He says no thanks, he needs to get home quick. And so he does. He takes a shortcut, same in the original, until he senses the slime villain attack him. And it surrounds him. Deku shoots off a huge ki blast. It's causing a huge explosion to appear where Deku was. In the sewer, of course. When All Might came rushing forward to just see Deku, insane speed, disappear in a flash, bouncing around, and a single punch knocking the slime villain away. You ask him what his quirk is, and Deku's like, oh, All Might! My quirk's called Legendary Super Saiyan. It makes me super strong and I can use ki. All Might's impressed. He's heard of ki and he even heard of Saiyans. He's like, I thought they were extinct there in like an elite race of humans. He's like, yeah, but I'm like a comeback of them. I'm the last of their kind. and it makes me feel really powerful. And All Might says, I heard that you're the kid they gave a power level to and managed to compare mine to it. Mine got compared to 500,000 at max. You had a new estimate a few weeks ago. What was it? And Deku says, Deku's new estimate was 550,000, but he didn't know how to say it. And he says, listen child, I will not judge you at all. Deku thought that All Might would be fine with him being stronger than him, which he will be, but All Might meant this as his power level is really low. Deku says, 550,000. All Might says, speak up child, I can't hear you. Deku says, 550,000. All Might's eyes lash widen as his jaw drops partly. He says, wait, kid. But that's when they hear a huge explosion in the back. And I'm going to say they haven't jumped away yet, as All Might got a bit distracted at the 550,000 power level. And he says, All Might, you need to go and help him. Then he sees All Might deflates. They get the quick Quirk talk before, because he already knows All Might's real due to the fact that All Might rushed in and helped him. And before they can get the entire talk about One for All over, Deku just says, I can't wait any longer. And he flies off. He's like, he can fly? All Might jumps after him. Just being able to be in his muscle form to get there in time. And when Deku lands there, he sees Bakugo and he's like, God-chan. He seems the slime villain like wrap around him, and All Might's looking at Deku's eyes from afar. He sees the orange glow start flashing in and out, and it starts speeding up the speed it's flashing. Bakugo's looking at Deku and thinking, and he managed to blow his mouth free and says, no, Deku, don't! They all look at the kid and see an aura around him. They're like, that's the kid who's a saiyan. They all know what saiyans are. I'm just going to say that's a basic. Like, they all know what Quirk says, I know what saiyans are. Then they look at his eyes. They see Deku disappear in a flash and punch the slime villain, blowing it away. The slime villain's scared of Deku. He tries running away, but the same thing Goku does against Broly, freezing them with his ki. He does it to the slime villain, and he brings it all together and blasts it with a ki blast. Deku's starting to lose control as the ground's shaking, and he starts batting it around, and he's roaring. And he hears Bakugo's voice in the back of his head. Please, Deku, stop. And Deku's eyes fade back to green as he manages to gain himself. All Might's shocked, he really is stronger than him. And the slime villain takes this as a chance to take Deku over, and he slams towards him, trying to get him. Deku puts his fist to the back as an aura appears, and he strikes upwards. A tornado appears, just like All Might's did, into the sky, changing the weather. They're all shocked at how powerful he is. His punch changed the weather. And All Might's smiling. After it happens, All Might pulls Deku to the side and tells him about his quirk, and he offers Deku his quirk, saying it should enhance his power a lot. Deku turned it down at first, until he hears the other features of the quirk of All One, amplifies the user's quirk as well. So he accepts it. I'm gonna say this boosts Deku's power level. I'm gonna say his base power level would be 550. He could push it. 550,000 of course, he can push it up. And with this amplification, it puts him at 4 million as a base, and he can push it even further. It also makes him far stronger, and it gives him better control over his ki. And he feels something awaken inside of him, but he doesn't know what it is yet. And then he looks into a puddle. He sees his eyes are glowing orange, but he's in control. That's when it hits him. His ki's skyrocketing. He manages to get out of his rage form. He's like, I controlled it. And his ki settles back down. He estimated his power to jump to roughly 20 million before he could stop it. He's like, this power. Thanks, All Might. All Might says, oh, wait, you can sense your own ki? Because Deku says, my power level was, and he's like, yeah. All Might smiles and says, what is it now? I'm guessing 1 million? And Deku says, well, in that rage form before, my base now is 4 million. All Might's jaw drops again. And he says, but in the form you see before, where my eyes go orange, that's a rage form. Normally I can't control it, but I was then. My eyes were orange. And before I managed to stop it, it hit 20 million. All Might just smiles, thinking he chose the perfect successor. And he calls Deku to chum train with him for 10 months. I'm going to give a 10 months time skip. Deku's get ready for UA. He's properly buffed out. I'm going to say he's on Broly level from the anime. Like, he's like that level of buffness. And when he walks into UA, Bakugo sees him for the first time, his jaw drops. He's like, Deku, you got buff is a word? And Deku smirks a bit and says, yeah. That's when he trips a bit and Uraraka catches him. And when she notices how like toned his muscles are, she blushes a bit. And Deku gets up and is blushing that he's actually talking to a girl and explains what his name is, etc. And he says good luck in the exams. In the hall where All Might is explaining it, Deku's still muttering, but Ida doesn't tell him to shut up, as he can sense a ferocity inside Deku. That scares him a bit. And then they go to the robot exam. Deku's flying around, easily punching through every robot, blasting them, exploding them. Everyone's wondering what his quirk is. Bakugo already knows what it is though, so he's just trying to keep up. Deku's speed picks up as he flies even faster, busting through multiple robots. That's why they hear a scream. It's the 0-point robot, and he senses Uraraka stuck underneath it. Bakugo wonders why Deku rushed towards the robot, even knowing that Deku could probably take it down. Then he sees Uraraka. Bakugo starts exploding towards it until Deku notices, and he pushes Bakugo away, sending him flying backwards. He manages to grab Uraraka and looks at her leg. He manages to heal it as much as he can with his ki, and chucks her behind him. He looks up. His aura explodes off him, and the ground starts shaking. His eyes have a quick flash of orange, and he dives up, punching many holes in the robot, and he appears above it, and he yells, "Big Bang Attack!" And a huge explosion ensues. UA had to pick up some walls to protect the other students, and everyone was shocked at his power. And Deku finished first place, of course. Everyone asked him what his power was, but he ignored them. He didn't want to tell him, and he got home. When he got his letter, he found out he finished first place, setting a new record at UA, passing All Might's record. And let's time skip a week. Deku just spent more time training, etc. And this is his first day. He walks into UA, into the classroom. He sees Ida and Bakugo fighting until they both see him and they rush over. And they're starting to talk about what his quirk is. Except for Bakugo, he just asks how he got so strong until his hour sits up. Unless you all sit down, you're getting it spelled. Anyway guys, I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure you share with your friends, family, etc. Hit the like goal, which I forgot to put at the start. Sorry, it is 50 likes. Share with your friends and family, subscribe, become a member down below. Go look in the description. I made this thumbnail myself. Tell me what you think of it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Other than that, peace out guys, bye.